So that is, again, remember, if you want to use WDS, you may need to upgrade your RAM from 32 to something higher because you're going to struggle. You will struggle. You won't have an option. You have to use MDT, right? So you won't have an option. Because you're trying to do zero touch and join to the domain. What was the question for Windows 10 must be joined to the domain and zero touch? So someone was asking if they decided to do WDS, and instead of like Linux, they want to use WDS, right? So that's image deployment. And instead of Linux app, so they want to use WDS, and the requirements for WDS must be joined to the domain and must be zero touch. How are we feeling so far about Capstone? You guys good? And if you're using WDS, you need to do more than 7. There'll be more than 7 virtual machines, like calm before the storm. Yo, look at that logo, bro. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nice. Nice. Yo, Aiden, you may have a competition here. I don't know, man. You may have a competition, dude. I like it. I like it. That's nice. That's nice. Oh, sorry. Hello? Hello? So the same, so so for the WDS, just so you know, you're going to use the same environment that you're building. Remember, because you're going to have 3 sites. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, by the way, when we're doing the network design. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But when you're doing the design, your network design, you have to make WDS fit within it. Find a way to make it fit in your current environment, in your current like setup of your servers. Because you're going to have 7 servers. So you have WDS will be just another server in there. And it'll use the same domain, it'll use the same. So you can do it for any of those 3 domains. It doesn't matter. You can pick any one of them. So just so you know, the recording for our session, like we're not recording today because we're not covering anything new. We're just having a discussion. So when we cover something new, we're gonna record, and also after we do the planning, there is no more record, right? We won't be recording anymore. There's nothing, like we won't be covering anything new. It'll be on your own to start the implementation. And then there'll be like some sort of consultation sessions with me, right? which I'm going to post the schedule for later on, not now. So just be prepared. So you guys will have more confidence on your project tomorrow when you start the design. You'll be but by the time you're done with your design, you will know what you're supposed to do exactly. Like you will know that. By the time you're done with your design, you'll have a very clear idea of what's going on and what you need to do. So so just so you know, when we're covering something new, we'll record. If we don't cover something new, we won't record. And when we start the implementation, so just so you know, when we start the implementation, we won't be having those sessions anymore. No, it'll be like one-on-one. And there'll be a schedule, just so I don't meet with everybody every day. Like there'll be like sort of a schedule where I meet with people individually and see just to get some updates from them, right? Yeah. So how are you feeling about the capstone so far? You guys okay? Any questions regarding the project charter? Any questions regarding the project charter? Anybody? Like I said, when you start your design tomorrow, you'll be very confident. You'll see. I know it's sort of a little bit vague at first. It's normal. We all go through this. Like all other students, also like they have a lot of questions. Things become a lot clearer when they finish their design. Then they know exactly what they need to do. And we'll also spell it out, just so you know. Like we'll tell you what you need to do first, and then what you have to do after that, and then what you have to do after that. So we'll go through that tomorrow too. I've also posted your subnets. So just so you guys know, your subnets are already available on Brightspace. We're going to go through that tomorrow as well. Again, just to make sure that you guys all have different subnets and you just work within those subnets. You work within those subnets. So, yeah. More importantly, so can you guys tell me like who's got like anything? Do you guys have anything higher than 3070 or 4070? Who's got 4070? Let's start there. Who's got 4070 on their home computer or even higher? Who's that? Yo, who's got 4080? Yo, money, dude, money. Yeah. Flexing, bro, or what's going on? So you got 4080? Is that 4080 or are you saying we get 48 gig? Like, what are you saying exactly? Like you got like, I mean, your graphics card is what I meant. Oh yeah, RAM, yeah. No, so for your graphics, who's got like 4070, like RTX 4070? Or even higher, anything higher than RTX 4070? Anybody? So I went to memory. So I have an RTX 3070 and I went to Memory Express website. I'm looking at the 4070, right? That's what I'm doing. And and you got 3080 Ti. This dude is flexing, man. Yo, what's going on, bro? You flexing or what? What's going on here? You got 3080? Dude flexing. I got 3080 Ti. Yeah, you flexing or what's going on? 3080 Ti. That's nice, dude. Yeah, you don't need to upgrade. You're good. You're good for the next few years. You're good. So I went to Memory Express website. So now RTX, they have regular 4070, they have 4070 Ti, they have 4070 Ti Super. And there's 4070 Super. I'm like, what is going on right now? Like, is this just like a difference of 1 frame between them? Like 1 frame per second, or what's going on here? Like, what's happening exactly? So I went to Memory Express website. Memory Express. Not in Calgary, it's in Edmonton. Sure, it doesn't matter. I'm going to search their website anyways. Oh my God, is there a store ever? Internet's so slow in here, dude. Sucks. Okay, so maybe I'll share my screen. Let's just start there. Okay, where is this? Okay, so I'm here. Okay, so you guys can see this, right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to graphics, and then on the left here, I'm gonna go GeForce. Okay, so look at this. That is 4070. Okay, that is 4070 Super. That is 4070 Ti. That is 4070 Ti Super. I'm like, what's going on right now? Like, who's milking this? Like, okay. So he's okay. You get your standard engine, but if you want a second turbo, you have to pay for it. There is also a third turbo, you have to pay for it. There's a fourth turbo, you also have to pay. You're like, how many turbos am I gonna have? Like, what's going on here? So okay, well, if you want something future proof, you're gonna go with 4070 Ti Super, right? All right. So how much are those? Now the cheapness in me is gonna say we want the lowest price. So that's the cheapness in me, right? Now I say this, of course I'm gonna pay way more than that. But we like to start off like this, right? Like we always like to start off like that. And so like you're going for something like this. Triple data port, dual HDMI, so PCI, yeah, and then 4070 Ti Super. Whew. Yo, yo, Adrian, you're bored. Look what Adrian is doing. That's hilarious, by the way. I want to know what description you gave it. I want to see the description. That's hilarious. Yo, the description, bro, the description. I'm gonna see the description. Make a logo with a computer and servers, including Windows and the Linux logo. Text that reads DMIT predominantly, and smaller text that says. Oh, this is funny. This is funny. This is funny. So I'm looking at the RTX 4070 Ti Super. It's super. Watch out. and so uh um oh, what's happening? Okay. Oh no, we got some dirt going on here. So what's happening with the 3080 Ti? What's happening? What's happening with the power consumption? Like it consumes a lot of power, you mean? Like what are we talking about here? Consumes too much power? Oh, your electricity bills just goes off the roof then in this case. Oh, I did not see that. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. So right there it tells you don't go to 3080, the 4080, don't. But the coming 5000 series will be worse. Oh, so okay. So in comparison, like if we want to look at just regular 4070, right? So how much, so we know these things go like one, let's say somewhere in here, like 1150, got it. 1150. So how much is the regular 4070 now? Oh, like even if you go something with like top specs and all that, like it's not even like it's 950. So it's about a difference of like 200 bucks, like 220 bucks or something like that. Okay. Okay. Someone else told me the same thing. It's like, if I were you, I want to upgrade now. I'd wait. I'm like, for how long do I have to wait? Do you guys see the PlayStation 5 Pro? Did you guys see that? We're cutting closer to like $950 Canadian. Like, that's just ridiculous. Really? So not worth it. Like, so not worth it. You have to pay twice as much for a PS5? Like, that's just ridiculous. Oh, way overpriced. Oh, 960. Yeah, that's definitely overpriced, for sure. Yeah, that's overpriced. So maybe then just wait then. Don't buy the 4070. Wait, eh? Buy the 5070? Buy the 5070. Let's do that. Oh no, no. Buy when it goes to 7070. 7070, then we're upgrading. Right? When it goes like RTX 7070, then we're upgrading. Don't buy until it gets better. Yeah. We'll wait, we'll wait. Wait. But so anyway, I was just running, looking at the motherboards, looking at graphics card and all that. Um, like we're heading closer to 3 grand, hey? Like just to get the 4070 Ti, of course, with the CPU, RAM, motherboards, the case, the power supply, like everything. So we're heading closer to 3 grand. Like even if I cheap out, it'll probably be like 200 bucks less. But like, um, so before buying my setup at home, I bought a computer here. I bought a computer from Nate, and back then, this was about 4 years ago. 4 years ago, right? 4 years ago or 5 years ago, I can't remember. Anyway, so just if you go, so when you hit the HP building, ground floor, um, there'll be like an area where they have a lot of activities right now. Just HP Center, ground floor, um, just right there on the main lobby. They'll have like computers stacked and they'll have a sign, right? They'll tell you no hard disk, no RAM, and you can buy the like the tower for $40, I think, and each screen, I think, for like $10. So I used to do a sale, right? And that's how I got my first that's how I got my computer during COVID. So that's how I got my computer. And so what I did, of course, I took that computer to Memory Express and I just opened it up, right? Like, so it was, it's a screwless case. So there is like a latch in there and then you just open it up. And I said, just right there in front of Memory Express, I said, I need RAM for this. Just so he doesn't go and confuse me with, um, giving me RAMs that, for example, if it gives me DDR5 or whatever, it won't get supported on the old motherboard that I'm using. So I said I need RAM for this. Now I couldn't turn on the computer. I couldn't do anything. There's no hard disk. There's nothing, right? Just to figure out what type of motherboard it is. So anyway, I opened up I saw the motherboard and I figured out. But anyway, I took the computer to Memory Express. I opened it up. I said, give me RAM for this. I also want a hard disk, an SSD hard disk for this. And so anyway, I got the hard disk, got RAM, went home, put it together, and then slapped Windows operating system on top of it. I was running i5 Gen 4. I think it was Gen 4 or Gen 3. It was old. I had two monitors. Um, I had, I think I had 32 gig on it. I think so. I had 32 gig. Yeah. And that's when it was working just fine, like for you doing VMs and doing your setup and everything. I did the whole capstone on that thing. Like it worked just fine. Like I didn't struggle with it. I did, of course, the solo capstone, right? So like just trying things out, just doing sort of complicated network setup in the backend, using VMware, and it worked just fine. There's no issues whatsoever. Yep. I had to go to the BIOS and enable CPU virtualization, which is the multi-threading, and that's it. It worked just fine. I didn't have any issues with it. So even for your capstone, if you have an old computer, it will still work. You just need to upgrade the RAM and you're good to go. So wait, leave. So just so you guys know, so back to PlayStation, just really quick. When PlayStation 4 Pro came out, it was, and 4 years after that came PlayStation 5, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, hmm, wait for PS6 then, or like what's going on here? Wait for PS6? Because I'm sure PlayStation 5 Pro price will drop for sure. It's 960 right now, but the price will drop for sure. It will drop. And I'm wondering if PlayStation 5 Pro, because they just announced it, so like you don't see a lot of testing on it yet. I wonder if PlayStation 5 Pro can push, in fact, 4K, because it doesn't right now. It doesn't push 4K. So it pushes 4K only on specific games and has 30 frame per second. That's it on 4K. So I wonder how is PlayStation 5 Pro compares to that. If it pushes 4K, does it go 60 frame per second and more, or is it less? And if that's the case, that should give you also the benchmark for PlayStation 6, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Which means if you need something higher, wait for PlayStation 6 to come out then, if you want 4K. I'm just waiting for GTA 6 to come out, man, like officially come out. Anybody else, or is it just me? Okay, sorry, we got sidetracked over here to talking about other things. But so back to the project. Are we talking about? Do you guys have any questions regarding the charter, or are we all good? Anybody questions regarding the charter or questions regarding the project? Anybody? Questions regarding the project or the charter? So remember, for the charter, if you want to keep everything as is in that template that I have given you guys, just make sure you go through the things that I've highlighted in yellow. And if you're happy with them the way they are, just remove the highlight and then submit it as is. You could do that. That's fine. So I've already installed Visio on my laptop, so we can go through the design together if you guys want. It's not that hard. It's actually quite easy. We can stop sharing now. Oh, so just go through. I'll just open up the schedule really quick. So just so you guys know, next tomorrow will be the network design, and that will stretch even for next week. So tomorrow network design, Monday will also be network design. So if you have any questions regarding the network design, you can come to the classroom if you want. I'll also have a camera going and recording as well. For those who are like working and cannot attend, I'll have a camera going and we'll be recording as well. So you have your choice really if you want to come then in person or attend online, whichever way you prefer. Okay. But just so you know, then next Thursday, we submit the network design and then we'll start the project schedule. So when you do your network design, you will know exactly how you're gonna, like what are the steps that you're gonna take to start your implementation. And the project schedule will be strictly on your implementation. So just so you know. And then from here, like starting here, and all the way until we do the official review, I'll be posting a schedule. So just so you know, I'll be posting a schedule. In fact, over here, when it says begin phase 3, we will have an online sort of meeting just to tell you what you need to do and also walk you through the schedule that we are like the consultation schedule. Just to know when is your date and when is your time, right? So just so you know that. And you are on your own after that. So just so you know, somebody's reaching out to say, "Oh, Sammy, how do I configure this and how do I configure that?" And I'm like, "Hey, you go figure that out, right? You're at this point, you're a consultant. That's the idea, right? You're a consultant. You should know how to do that at this point. And if you don't know how to do it, well, go learn, right? What is this? So, and if you don't know, you have to go and learn, and that's okay. Some of the students go and refresh their skills in Active Directory. Others go refresh their skills in other parts of the project, right? That's okay. That's normal. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Oh, one thing I just want to clarify. So I'm glad we are also meeting today. Um, and we are recording too, so that's amazing. Keep in mind, for those who are using ChatGPT, so keep in mind something. You can ask ChatGPT to clarify something for you. Like, I don't know what this means. Can you clarify it for me? So it's like definitions, right? So it's clarified for you. It's also simplified for you. So that's nice. You can ask ChatGPT for troubleshooting. So that's actually really good. So ChatGPT will give you pointers where you need to go and troubleshoot. Watch out for ChatGPT giving you instructions how to make configuration, because it gives you bad instructions. So just be careful with that. So just keep that in mind. It will give you bad instructions. I've seen this happened with one of the groups, and so ChatGPT gave them instructions to follow, and when they did it, full of errors, like nothing worked. They're like, "Were you using ChatGPT?" I'm like, "No, that's a bad idea." So just be careful what ChatGPT is telling you to do. Just be careful. Don't just blindly follow it. Okay. So just watch out. You can, if you want to do that, it's up to you. Like I said, your project, not mine. You drive it. You do whatever you want to do with it. But I'm just letting you know from my experience, this is what I've seen other students have done, and they have struggled with it. So they couldn't fix all the issues because it was just taking way too much time and tons of issues everywhere. And so they had to restart the project, like restart the implementation. So just be careful. Just be careful. So I've seen other students use, can we ask ChatGPT to create a script for creating users? Oh yeah, totally. Of course you can. Yep. I found that ChatGPT is a good summarizer for Windows documentation. Though, yeah, I do sometimes have to check the documentation anyways if I think something sounds off. That's correct. That's totally fine too. Yep. So I do, in fact, ask students because and especially if you're doing this project on your own, it's kind of nice to sort of bounce some ideas between you and ChatGPT, right? And so it's okay, but just validate whatever it's telling you, right? So just make sure you validate whatever ChatGPT is giving you. Okay. Right. Any questions regarding the charter or even the project? Anybody? Anybody? Going once? Going twice? There's a little bit of sort of. See you, man. See you. I know that there's a little bit of anxiety at this point. Just take it easy, relax. When you do the design tomorrow, you'll know. You'll know what you need to do. So just take it easy for now. Just make sure you finish your charter and submit that.